It's high noon and time for the debate that never ends. The debate about the future of Maine. LePage and Richardson. Republican Governor Paul LePage and Brunswick Town Councilor John Richardson, the former Democratic Speaker of the Maine House of Representatives. And substituting for John Richardson, Brunswick Democratic State Representative Mattie Daughtry. The question today, should we give letter grades to our public schools? First, Governor LePage in his weekly radio address.
Hello. This is Governor Paul LePage. In the coming weeks, you will read and hear about my administration's initiative to grade schools. I announced this plan in February during my State of the State address, and since then, the Department of Education has been working on it. 13 states and New York City have adopted the A through F grading system since Florida introduced it in 1999. When you hear about A through F grading, you understand immediately what the letters mean. We chose A through F grades because we all know what they mean. We also know that no one score or grade tells the whole story of a school. That's why our grading system is based on several factors, including student achievement in reading and math, growth and achievement, and the performance and growth of the bottom 25% of students for elementary school and the graduation rate for high schools. DOE staff is working with school administrators to educate them about how we scored their school. We would like this to be a transparent process for everyone, including teachers, students, and parents. We would like these grades to encourage parents to become more involved if they are not already. And we would like this to start a real conversation on how we can work together to improve learning experiences for our children. We must put our students first. Unfortunately, some legislators and union leaders have already attacked this approach, saying this sends the wrong signal to our schools, teachers, students, parents, and community. Democrats have even gone so far to say that providing a letter grade equates to brandishing schools with a scarlet letter. They are the ones who are attaching shame to the letter grade, not us. If they would listen and pay attention as we roll out this grading system, they will see it is about transparency and about supporting those low-performing schools so they can improve and create better outcomes for our students. You'll also hear union leaders say that these grades are unfair and that it will hurt students. Both arguments are political rhetoric. If grading our schools harms students, then why do we grade our students? Grades are earned, and just as our children have the ability to improve their grades, schools do as well. The goal here is to help every school earn an A. We know, however, that there are underperforming schools. So if a school scores low, the state will offer resources to help raise their grade. Part of our grading plan includes $3 million for an Office of Improvement. The office would establish a division in the Education Department to help struggling schools by providing state-level guidance and clear objectives to administrators. It's actually very similar to the Federal School Improvement Grant Program that offers funding to low-performing schools to help foster achievement. Folks, we cannot become a world leader in education until we become a national leader in education. I'll end with a short story of a professor who told his class one day to take a quarter of the points earned by the top half of the class and pass them on to students in the lower half of the class. The students all agreed that this was a stupid idea. Redistributing points earned by hard work and merit simply so that students who didn't study could get a higher grade would be unfair. America is a society of opportunity. And that is the moral of this story. Individuals earn success through hard work and motivation. While some may see the state grading system as unfair, it is actually full of opportunity. Opportunities to become more transparent to parents, create a focus on learning in schools, and provide resources to districts that need it most. I am passionate about education because I would not be here today if not for the education I received. Horace Mann once said, "Education, then, beyond all other devices of human origin, is the great equalizer of the condition of men, the balance wheel of social machinery. Our children and grandchildren are the future of Maine, and it is our responsibility to ensure they have access to a quality education." Thank you for listening.
And now a reply to the governor from Brunswick, Democratic State Representative Mattie Daughtry.
Hello, I'm Representative Mattie Daughtry. I proudly represent District 66, part of Brunswick, in the Maine House of Representatives. I also serve on the legislature's Education and Cultural Affairs Committee. I'd like to talk to you today about Governor LePage's plan to give letter grades to Maine's public schools. Many, including students, parents, and educators, have serious concerns about this proposal. The governor wants to assign letter grades, A through F, to schools. It's an overly simplistic approach and one that fails to help schools, students, and communities. I'm among the Democrats and proud Maine students who are completely opposed to this initiative. These letter grades cannot possibly provide an accurate picture of what's going on in our schools. A good grade, like an A, could give the false sense that all is well at a school. A bad grade, meanwhile, could wrongfully shame a struggling school that is making improvements. Letter grades are highly stigmatized. Most people have deep emotions and memories when they think about letter grades. Bad grades would only embarrass and shame schools without providing the tools they need for improvement. This system would waste our precious time and money. Maine students and schools deserve a better system that actually informs citizens of how their local school can improve and where it is doing well. We need a system that provides room for improvement at all schools and one that doesn't instantly pit schools against one another. One that informs parents and students about what is actually happening at their school with lots of useful information, not a simple A through F. The State Department of Education now provides only raw data to struggling districts. It expects them to make improvements without any additional support. If the LePage administration truly wants to help underperforming schools, they should help make them the best and most innovative learning environments they can be. That means supporting our public school teachers and principals and providing them with the tools and dollars they need to accomplish that goal. Instead, the education proposals in the governor's budget cuts funding to schools by $40 million. He also shifts teacher retirement costs, which the state is supposed to pay for, onto local school districts. We can't bring about meaningful education reform if we don't equip our schools with the necessary resources. The governor's grading system relies on inadequate measures of too few factors. Education Commissioner Stephen Bowen told the Education Committee that the system would rely mostly on standardized test scores to grade schools. Standardized test scores are not a good measure of students or teachers, and their use has led to testing scandals and cheating in some cases. In Georgia, 35 educators and administrators were recently indicted in connection with a cheating scandal. Bad grades are akin to marking a school with a scarlet letter. What's really the difference between doing that and posting each child's grade on the schoolhouse door? What will happen to students at schools branded with bad grades? How will colleges, for example, view a valedictorian at an F-rated school? How will local property values be affected by these letter grades? Will anyone want to stay in a town with an F-rated school? Last year, Governor LePage claimed that out-of-state schools look down on Maine students, and that Maine students attending William and Mary had to take a special test. This story was later proven to be false. We need the governor to stop putting down Maine students. He needs to stop blaming our educators and their unions. He needs to stop his inflammatory rhetoric and take action that will truly help our schools thrive. Education takes collaboration. Let's think about this as a team sport. Everyone has to play together. It's time to put away the blame and work together to bring about our shared goal of making Maine schools the best in the nation. I'm Representative Mattie Daughtry, and thanks for tuning in.
LePage and Richardson, the debate that never ends. This week with Brunswick State Representative Mattie Daughtry substituting for John Richardson. And there's more where this came from next week. Same time, same station, Radio 9, WCME.